Good morning, everybody. We are live here with you on Facebook. And I'm Jen Shago, and this is
Myles.
Myles.
We're hoping we're live. We're hoping this is working. This is our first
Yes.
venture into Facebook Live.
So we will
it's working.
wait. We will give you all just a couple minutes to realize that we've gone live and join in.
But this is exciting. I love doing something new when we don't really know what we're doing.
Yes. So you will see me on my phone here. This is how I'm going to be reading your comments and seeing your questions because I don't know about you, but I don't have good enough eyesight to read all the way over there to our computer screen.
The camera's on a little computer up there, so.
So if you see me looking down, it is not because I am being rude. I am trying to read questions that you may have, and so we can answer those.
It looks like there's a couple people on right now.
Yay!
Yay!
If you're here, you can always say hi in the comments in the chat and let us know that you're there. We'll just give it a couple minutes here, and then we'll be able to start. I invite everybody to meetings, and I always bring coffee or tea. Myles doesn't like coffee. Fun fact.
Yeah, I don't. I could never get into it. I could never get into the taste, and made it through all sorts of school and never had coffee. So yeah. So this is my morning caffeine, and it's probably bad for me. I know that. So, but that's what I do.
So you don't want anyone telling you it's bad for you? Is that what you're saying?
I get enough of that. Yeah.
Leave that out of the comments if you think that his diet Dr. Pepper is bad for him. So bad for him.
At least it's not the big sugary one.
Okay. Whatever you need to tell yourself.
Yeah.
Let
me have that moment. Yeah.
Yes. Whatever makes you feel good about that, that's fine.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Let's see. Do we have? It says we have a couple. Like one person. No, I don't know who all is here. Okay.
Well, we'll just
go ahead and get started, and that way, if you're watching this video recorded later, you're not trying to fast forward through all of our crazy. So, like I said earlier, I'm Jen Shago. I'm the new Adult Communities Assistant Director here at CASAS. And that means that I have the honor and pleasure of overseeing our women's community, our amazing women's community. And I'm so excited about that. It also means I get to be a part of a lot of the other aspects of our adult communities here at CASAS, which include our Connect groups, our ABFs, and our small groups. So it's very exciting to be in adults right now at CASAS Church, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, well, we want there to be a lot going on. The pandemic has kind of made that a little more difficult, as you all know. But getting ready to start back on campus here on the 30th with main services is an exciting step. And so we're looking forward to kind of moving into the fall and being able to do some things, and really excited about women's community, the study that's coming up. Jen's going to talk about that a little bit later, and just some things that we have in mind for women's community. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. So we just wanted to take a few minutes and just kind of introduce ourselves, because even with wearing masks, it's hard to know what we look like. So
here we are.
Yeah. So, just to kind of let you know, get a face to the name, and you're going to be seeing Jen quite a bit, of course, as she's going to be providing the day-to-day leadership for women's community. And I'm so excited about that. And so looking forward to all the good things that are going to happen this fall and going forward with that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
trying to make sure I'm seeing these comments.
Seeing comments coming in.
Maybe I'm not. So, Myles, you're kind of new around here. I mean, I've been here and I just was put into a new role, but you're kind of like new to staff, right?
Yeah, definitely. My start date was March 16th, right as things were starting to lock down and all of that. So it's been a different kind of a start than what I would have imagined, as
Right.
you know, for being a pastor on staff here. But it's also been really good. I'm so looking forward to being able to serve our church and our community in this new capacity. I've been a part of CASAS for about 8 years, and my wife and I and family, we've been in Tucson since 1994. So Tucson's definitely home, and we raised up both our kids here, and our son, who's now 28 years old, which just boggles my mind. He and his wife, he's in the Air Force, and he and his wife are in Germany right now. And our 25-year-old daughter and her 2-year-old daughter, our granddaughter, is living with us right now, which is just awesome. I mean, that's been one of the highlights of like working at home and all of that, is being able to spend a lot of time with my granddaughter.
She's cute.
She's precious.
She's like real cute.
She's real cute. Yeah, she's real cute.
Well, you've been here a
So-
while. Let's see. I moved here about 3.5 years ago from the Midwest. I'm a Midwest girl. I was raised in Illinois, and we lived there until we moved here. So that was where I called home. Not Chicago area, but Central Illinois, because I feel like it's two different states.
Cornfield, Illinois.
Yeah,
Instead of
Cornfield,
Chicago.
Illinois,
Yeah.
and my husband got moved out here with Caterpillar for his work, and we love it.
Yeah.
We love it. It's warm. There's cactus and sunshine, and we love it.
Yeah.
So I have 2 daughters. One is getting ready to start college on Monday. She'll be a freshman at U of A, and we are. I'm going to say this without crying, I promise. I've been a little weepy this week. She's moving out on Saturday. So that's new territory for me. And then I also have another daughter who is a junior at Marana High School, who's trying to do school online and is not enjoying it and struggling. And we work through that daily.
Yeah.
We work
Yeah.
through that daily. And then I'm a dog mom. I love my dogs, and dachshunds are kind of my thing. So I have 2 purebred dachshunds and 1 dachshund mix, and they're kind of my babies too. So
Nice.
you have a cute dog. I've seen your dog in the background. Don't you have a dog?
I do.
When we have Zoom meetings,
Yeah.
or I hear.
And he is cute. That's the
That's where it
positive.
ends.
That's the positive part I can say about him. So he's moody.
Oh, no.
Can I use that word?
Yeah, you can use
Yeah,
that word.
he's
That's
moody, and he's an old man too, and so when somebody drives by, he has to let everybody in the house know that a car drove by. So, yeah,
He's vocal. That's what
he's
you say.
vocal.
You say they're vocal.
He's vocal. Yes.
Vocal.
Yeah.
That's a nicer way of putting it.
I wish he had different barks for stuff though. It's all the same.
You need one of those special
Or-
collars that translates into English.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they don't have.
Yeah. Anyway.
So we are going to be actually taking questions from you all that are watching live. So if you would like to start typing questions in the comments, whenever you do a Facebook Live, there's always a little bit of a lag between when you send in your comment and then when you probably see us respond to your comment and even be able to answer it. So please know that we are watching those on my phone here. And we want you to be able to ask us pretty much anything. But we'll continue to kind of keep going with information we think you might want to know until you give us some questions to go off of. But I was wondering, since you've been in town so long, living in Tucson, but you've only been on staff for a few months, like how did you transition
How
to
did
being
that
on
happen?
staff? Yeah.
So I grew up in California. My wife and I both in Fresno, and went to Fresno State, studied engineering, and then we got married shortly after graduation, and we lived in the Los Angeles area for a little while, and then the Bay Area for a little while, before moving out here with an engineering job. And so I had the opportunity to retire in December last year, and so I took that. I took that opportunity after almost 33 years in the industry, and I've been wanting to work in ministry for probably 15 years, and went to seminary and graduated from seminary about 10 years ago. And once I got to Casas, one of the first people I met was Phil Lynn. And Phil and I became really good friends, and we started doing ministry together with connect groups and guest services. And
here's to Phil. We love Phil.
Here's to Phil.
We love Phil.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't barge in the office here in a minute like he likes to do. But
well, he might.
He might, yeah. And then I started talking to Glenn, and we started talking about the potential of maybe someday me joining the staff. But it always felt a very long way away. But then this retirement opportunity came up, and then the conversations shifted dramatically and got a little bit more serious. And so then I was able to join the staff in March, like I said. And so, yeah, it's been a whirlwind time.
Yes.
Doing that.
And we're so glad you're here. Just for all of you out there,
Thank
if you haven't had a chance to meet Myles in person yet, he's wonderful. You'll love him. He's super easy to talk to. And we're just really glad to have him on staff. So there's my plug for Myles.
And I'm so happy to be here too. So
yeah.
And so, but now you said you've been here 3.5 years. Now, how did you get started on staff here?
So yeah, 3.5 years ago, moved from Illinois, and wasn't working for a while when we first moved down here. Just busy getting my house set up and kids in school and getting, helping Troy get settled in his job. But in Illinois, I'd been, well, let's see, this year will actually mark about my 10th year in ministry work. So in Illinois, I worked for a pregnancy center. I was their education coordinator for almost 5 years. And then after that, I stepped into work as staff on my church, like my home church. So I was in children's ministry.
God bless you.
Yes, it was super fun. It was super fun. So I was a director in children's ministry before we moved out here. So there was this little job that was like in the newsletter here at Casas. Yeah. And, if you get the weekly newsletter, sometimes you see we have those little employment banners. And so I thought, well, it fits. It felt like about the right time. I felt like I needed to get back into working and doing something. And I had been working in ministry and church. So here I am.
Awesome.
That's how it came to be.
And we are so glad you're here too. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I am not seeing any questions coming in. Are you seeing any questions on the screen over there?
No.
I don't know if you can see it better than I can.
I'm hoping we didn't accidentally turn them off or anything.
Did I turn off commenting? Maybe I did. No, 3 comments.
Okay. So there are comments.
There
Just
are
no
comments.
questions. Okay.
Oh, Marie says hello.
Oh,
hi.
Hi, Marie.
And of course, Elizabeth and Leslie had said hi earlier, so we have to say hi to them too.
Hi, Elizabeth. Hi,
and
Leslie.
we really appreciate you all watching. So if I realize a lot of us are really busy, like homeschooling, working, doing all the things, and that tuning in live at 10 o'clock in the morning may not work out for you. So if you're watching this later and you're like, I have questions, please comment. Myles and I will be looking at that later. And we would love for you to be able to ask us questions and we can answer them. We'll answer them in the comments, or who knows, we'll hop back on and answer them live if we feel like there's something that should be answered live. I don't know if we really want to talk that much about ourselves, but we can always try. So So I know a lot of you are probably dying to know what is going on with women's this fall. And usually in the past, we have what we call Heartbeat. And Heartbeat was a Wednesday morning Bible study, and everyone came onto campus, and it was held in a large venue. And due to all of the wonderful things that have happened this year with COVID and social distancing and masks and all the things that we are working through, we have decided to do things a little bit differently. But we couldn't let it go completely. No. That was just not a question in our minds. The women in this community are so wonderful, and I love the way that they love coming together and learning about God's Word and studying it and talking through it. And so we knew we had to do something. So we are super excited to announce that we are launching women's small groups. And so what that will entail is that we will have a study, a common study that we're all working through. And I'm going to announce it in just a minute, so everybody has to be patient. It's coming. It's coming. No,
Okay.
don't hold it up
Okay.
yet. It's not
Okay.
time. No, no. So, so anyway, we will have teaching every week, and that's going to actually go out on our brand new women's YouTube page, which I will be sharing all of this links and all of this detailed information with you all very, very soon. And so you'll be able to tune in anytime during the week and watch that live teaching. And with that, you'll also be able to sit with your small group either in person or on Zoom. And you can either watch it together or watch it ahead of time and then discuss it. Everyone's going to have that freedom to do it kind of in their own time and in a way that works best for your group. And I know for all of us busy moms, homeschooling moms, working moms, we've got younger people, older people. We have so many wonderful generations that we span within our women's community, and we are all in so many different seasons that this actually will mean quite a lot to a lot of us who maybe Wednesday morning at a certain time wasn't working for us. We're going to be able to get plugged into a small group that does have a time in a day that works for us, and we're all going to be knowing that we're doing that common study. So I hope everybody's as excited about that as I am.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just wait and see when everyone registers how excited you all are.
So how are people going to be able to pick those groups and so forth?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
So registration is going to be opening, drum roll, please. Okay. Tomorrow morning, Friday, August 20th, tomorrow morning, registration will be open. And when you go on to register, you will have the opportunity to choose whether you want to meet in person or on Zoom. And then you'll have the opportunity to tell me if you would prefer morning, afternoon, or evening. And from there, I'm going to work with all of our small group leaders to plug you all into the group. And you'll even get to stay with a group. Like if you are with a group and maybe you've been hanging out during this time over summer break and things like that, and you'd like to stay with that group, I'm really all for that. I love the relationships that get built, and I want you to be able to put in those comments there. There's a place for that you want to stay with that same group or that same group leader, and we're going to do our absolute best to accommodate everybody and get them with the people they want to be with, in the format they want to be with, and at the time that they hopefully will work best for them. So I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
So,
and are you ready for this?
Well, hang on. Just want to make sure that everybody gets it. So there's going to be an in-person option, an in-person option, and a Zoom option.
Yes.
Okay. In-person, Zoom.
And maybe, here's another thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you start out on Zoom.
And then you go to in-person.
And then you eventually can go to in-person when things work for all of the different people in your group.
Beautiful.
Or if you're in person and it's chaotic and it's not working and you need to go to Zoom, then you can go to Zoom.
There you go.
And you can stay connected. I know. All right. Are
Study.
You ready for this? Another drum roll. This fall, we are going to actually be studying Take Courage by Jennifer Rothschild. It's going to be a great study. It's very timely.
It's very timely.
Very timely. And all of the details, so we won't make this video too long, all of the details are going to be up in registration. They're also going out in a women's wide email, so anybody who I have an email for, which is well over 400 of you, will be getting that information, and then I'll be putting more information up on this page tomorrow with links to registration and links for more information about our study. And it's also going to be in the newsletter, and I'm just going to plaster it all over the place because I would really love everybody to get registered and to be a part of our fall semester. It's going to be super awesome. Yeah. We're going to kick off September 30th, and it's going to run for 7 weeks. And it's just going to be awesome. I'm so excited.
I am. I'm so excited too. And there's a couple of things that Jen and I have been talking about, as far as kind of a vision for women's community and for the semester too, is first part being that we really want women's community to be part of all of adult communities at CASAS.
So important.
Yeah. And because in fact, women's community is the largest adult community that we have at Casas.
We're really big and mighty
really
and
big
strong.
and
Yes,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Gotta keep us happy.
Yeah, and that's why Jen is the adult communities assistant director, so that she can help provide that day-to-day leadership for women's, but also still be available to work and lead in other communities across Casas.
Because we're all adults.
Because we're all adults.
We all intertwine.
Even if we don't act like adults all the time. Anyway.
That's true.
And then kind of the other big part, and this is where I think this is really kind of geared towards this fall semester in particular, is that, as we've already talked about, this is a thriving, beautiful community.
Yes, it is.
And we love everything that's going on there historically and so forth. And so even though things are going to look really different this fall with not having the large group settings on Wednesday mornings and everything, what we want to do is everything we possibly can to still make sure that each one of you grows and thrives through this semester. That's why I think the study is going to be awesome. And
for sure. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And so if you have thoughts or ideas or comments or whatever, we would love to hear that. But we just want to make sure that even though the format and the setting is going to look different and going to be different, that the beautiful things that occur within the community and within your own lives, that still remains an anchor for you as we move through this time. Because it is crazy with schools kind of reopening and kind of not, and people still working at home or starting to go back to work.
It's tricky.
So many different things that each one of us is having to navigate differently. So we really want this to be a point of comfort, peace, hope, grace, and love for each of you in the community. So that's really what we're trying to cultivate here through all of this.
Isn't he awesome? Told you guys, it's the greatest. I love it.
She told me all that to say.
I love it. Yeah, I wrote that for him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cindy says she wanted to tell us that she can't wait to meet us in person. We cannot wait to meet you either.
Yes.
Oh my
Cindy.
goodness.
Yeah.
So many Zoom calls with you, girl, and so many
texts and messages
back and forth.
I know.
Yes, we cannot wait to meet you. And Leslie wants to thank us for so many different options. And from the bottom of my heart, you are so welcome.
Yeah.
As a mama of teenage daughters and now one college student, and working, I've been through many seasons. I've been a stay-at-home mom. I've been a part-time mom. I've been a full-time working mom. I've been all of these things. And flexibility is the most important thing. And not having that flexibility can really keep us isolated from a community that could otherwise come around us. And, you know, those busy schedules can really hinder us from having that community and being able to plug in. And so you are so welcome. Yeah. And the other fun thing that I forgot to mention is that registration is free. There is no registration fee this year. The only fee or money that you'll have to spend is for your workbook. And so that is just a direct purchase that you get to, you know, you go and you buy your workbook. I've put links in the registration form for a few different online places where you can do that. And
you just have it delivered.
It delivers directly to you, and then there's no registration fee. So
awesome.
Nothing holding you back from signing up and being a part of one of these amazing small groups. And I just know they're going to be amazing.
Yeah. And you know, one thing too, kind of talking about the flexibility, if you know other women who would love to be a part of the community but just haven't been able to in the past because of work or kids or anything like that, reach out to them and talk to them, invite them. Yeah, invite them into the group that you're going to be in so they already know somebody and have a relationship there already.
I love that.
And so, you know, that's one of the things that I think is going to be really exciting in this semester, even though it's going to look different, but having that flexibility and being able to work through, you know, different schedules of people or whatever, I think is going to be a really cool thing. So, yeah. So reach out, invite. So, and I think there's probably even folks in the Facebook group that haven't been able to be a part of Heartbeat in the past.
Right, and they're going to be able to sign up and join in.
So sign up. So look for those emails, all those communications that Jen mentioned earlier, and be sure and start registering. And of course, the sooner you register, the more that helps us as well, trying to
Of course.
figure all that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank you all for joining us today, giving your time to Myles and I so that we could let you get to know us a little bit better. Again, if you have questions, put them in the comments below. We'll be glad to answer them.
Absolutely.
And we're just super excited to launch this tomorrow with registration. And there'll be obviously a post coming at you tomorrow morning with all the details. And I just hope you all have a wonderful and blessed Thursday.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
I
have to. So
yeah.
This is the weird part right at the end of it. Is going that one right there. No, it's just not a touch screen. See?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Bye.